Hello everyone, Victor Tanzik here, and welcome to Behind the Scenes. Today I'm going to show you guys the steps I use to make my videos, and in the process maybe you guys will get some pointers. Any enterprising filmmakers might pick up a thing or two that they might apply to their own videos, or maybe you guys will get some instructions on how to start out. But having said that, this is behind the scenes. It's not a tutorial, meaning I won't be going into the specifics of either video editing or trains operation, for the simple fact that if I were, we'd probably be here all day. And besides, there are far more comprehensive tutorials available online that you guys can consult that provide a lot more information. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so as I've mentioned in the past, or if you read the credits at the end of my Stories of Sodor episodes, I use Fraps for my screen recording when in game. So I utilize the movies option and the screenshot option. Why do I use the screenshots? You'll see in a moment. With the videos one here, any videos I take while in game, I have them set to save in this folder here on the desktop. And for the screenshots, I have them set to save to this folder here on the desktop. Alright, so now I'll just minimize that, and now I'll open up Trains A New Era. So yes, I do use TANE. I switched to this about a year ago from Trains 2009. And I'm glad I did. It's probably the smartest thing I've done since starting my channel. Now I'll just click on Start Trains and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I've already got it set to come here to my Island of Sodor route, my custom Islands of Sodor route, which I made by cobbling together routes from other creators in sort of a massive jigsaw puzzle. And it is something I will give you guys a tour of one day. But for now, let's just go into edit session. Okay, now that we're here, as you see, I already have I've already gone ahead and sort of set up a little scene featuring James, Henry, and Gordon. Like I said, I'm not going to delve too much into the specifics of how to use trains and whatnot for the reasons I outlined earlier. So I'll just leave this one as is, and I'll just move the microphone a little bit because it's kind of covering my keyboard. Alright, so, pardon me. Alright, once I've set up a scene to the way I like it, like when I've added in the necessary objects, the engines, rolling stock, whatever, then I get stuck into it. I go into Quick Drive here. Do I want to save it? Yes. Yes. Okay, now here we are in Quick Drive. I'll just hit the number 4 button to do the free camera roaming here. Now I'll just close in on the engines here. Alright, so now I'll just hide the HUD by hitting F5. And I'll just close in on one of the engines here. I'll start with Gordon, of course, Grumpy Gordon here. Okay. Alright, so as I've mentioned in the past, I don't write scripts for my episodes. So whenever I make a video or an episode, I just set out with a vague overview of what I want to do, and that also includes the individual scenes and the character dialogue. So I'll just change the camera angle a little bit here. So yeah, I'll just position it. This camera can be a little bit fidgety. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the camera angle here, and now I'm just going to hit record, so I'm just going to be quiet for a moment. Okay, that ought to do it. If you guys counted then, I think that was about 5 or 8 seconds long. I only ever record video shots at 5 or 10 second intervals. You'll see why in a moment. Now I'm just going to bring back up the HUD. So when I'm when I'm sort of like at the improvising state, when I have when I think about what a scene's going to involve when it features dialogue, that also includes what the character's expressions might be. So, keeping the camera in this position, I'm going to go to Edit Properties here. So let's say I have a vague idea that while Gordon's talking, he gets annoyed. So I'll just go to Annoyed Eyes Left, like that, and then I'll just hit F10 to take a screenshot. And let's also say, while we're at it, I have the idea that at some point Gordon is happy. So then I click Happy Eyes Left, there we go. Then F10 again, and then so on and so forth until I've got the necessary number of expressions that I want. Now I'm just going to close that, and that step there I repeat for any other characters that are involved, or at least the ones that have changeable expressions. Alright, so I think you guys get the idea, so I'm not going to bore you by doing the same thing with either Henry or James. And so I'm just going to exit out of the game here. Do I want to save? Nope. Okay, we're back on the desktop. Now I'm just going to minimize that, and here's the video folder here, and that's the clip I took. So click on that. So like I said, the clip length was about 6 or 7 seconds long, and at 507 megabytes, so half a gig. So that's pretty darn big for what it is. But there is one other step I employ here to minimize that. So I'll just close it out here. The step in question is I use this program here, Freemake Video Converter. So I'll just open this up here. Okay, I'm just going to click on video here, and then I'm just going to select the video in question. Okay, so the wonderful thing about this program here is it allows you to convert either video or audio files into whatever size you want. So the default format that Fraps saves videos into is AVI, which is high quality but also high volume in terms of size. So to fix this, I convert all my video files into WMV format because it's a much smaller size, but it doesn't compromise on the quality. I don't know how it does that, but it just does. So now I'm going to click on WMV, and then at this point it's going to ask me where do I want to save it to. So I'm just going to open this up here, and I'll just go to desktop, and I'm going to select this folder here, example 2, and within this example 2 folder I have 2 more folders, video and pictures. Yeah, I like to keep things very organized. So now I'm going to save it to the video folder here. Click save, and then I'm going to click convert. And depending on how many clips I've got and how long they are, the conversion will either be very quick or it will take a while. But as you can see here, it's going to be very, very quick. Just give me a moment. Pardon me again. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to click OK, and then close that and close that. Now I'm going to go to the example 2 folder here and to video, and as you can see, here's the converted video, and now a 6-second long clip has gone down to 5.33 megabytes, which is far more desirable, and much better. So why do I do this step? Well, because I only have so much space on my hard drive, and yeah, I'm a big believer in conservation, not just in computer terms. All right, so once I've converted all my video files, and when I'm certain I no longer need the originals, I delete them. And for those of you wondering, yes, there have been times when I've jumped the gun and I've deleted the originals ahead of time before converting them. Then I've had to go back and reshoot them. Very annoying, but hey, that's what you get for being careless. And yeah. All right, so now I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close that. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying before about using Fraps' screenshot option. Well, here are the screenshots that I took. I'm just going to close that for a moment. And now I'm going to use another program, paint.net, right here. Yeah, this is a beauty of a program. I think it's probably the best image altering software I've ever used. It's very fast, very powerful, very user friendly, and best of all, it's free. All right, now I'm going to open it up here. Okay, so now I'm going to select the two screenshots. Click open. Okay, so now I'm going to select the ellipse option and trace a circle around Gordon's face here. I'll tell you what, this step here is usually the most time consuming of my video making process. It's because if I've got like 20 files, which sometimes happens, and I go through and alter every individual image as is necessary, and I gotta tell you, it's a lot easier for the engines that have round faces than those who have rectangular faces. I try and get as close as I can to the edges of the face, then delete. Okay, now I'm going to click save. I'm going to save them just as is, and then I'm going to get the altered pictures and drop them into the picture folder of the video I'm trying to make. So I'll drop that into there. Now I'll close that, and I'll close that. Next step, I open up my video editing software, which is Corel Video Studio X7, which is a wonderful program. It's the only one of my video editing programs that I actually paid for, and I gotta tell you, it's money well spent. Yeah, so anyone looking to start video editing, this would probably be my first choice. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the pictures and video files, which is here. I'll start with the videos, so I'm going to grab the Gordon one. Next, I'm going to grab the pictures one. Okay, so then I'm going to take this video file here and drop it into the video line. All right, so as I've said in the past, I don't write scripts for my episodes. I just pretty much improvise them, but I don't improvise everything. I may not write scripts, but that doesn't mean I don't utilize them. What's the difference? I'll show you. So so as you see, I minimize it to the half screen here. Now I'm going to pull up this. So as you can see, I've already gone ahead and written something, and the way this next step works is I go to here, the record capture option, go to voiceover, and then as soon as I click start, I read this. I read whatever I've got written here in Notepad, and I usually try and do one big take because I find it's a lot easier to alter the pictures and the videos as necessary with one big long clip. Of course, this can also be rather tiresome and a little bit tedious because I may get the voices mixed up and whatnot, but I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to move the microphone closer to my mouth here just so I don't have to shout, and just position it accordingly. Okay, so now we'll just see what happens. Okay. What's wrong, Gordon? I hate being exploited, Henry. How do you mean? I mean, Victor is about to use us to demonstrate the tedious techniques he employs to make these puerile videos of his. I agree with you, Gordon. Okay, yeah, as you saw there, I just stuttered, which means now I have to go back and do the whole thing again. But I've grown to accept that that's just a normal part of my process, so I don't let it bother me anymore. But let's assume that this whole thing did go according to plan and that I did record it all as necessary. All right, so we start here with the default shot of Gordon with his angry face, and let's just say also at one point that during his speech I bring down this picture here into the overlay track to here, and then I'm going to click here, fit screen, and presto, now Gordon is annoyed. Let's just say that the dialogue I've got him speaking is in line with his expression. Like it could be a sort of, oh, what's the use of it all? That sort of thing. And then let's say it goes from that back to angry. Well, now you guys know how I'm able to change the engine's expression on the fly during the same scene. It's just a simple overlay. And also, I may bring down the smiley face one here. And I'll fit the screen. And there you go. So maybe it could be like, oh, what's the use of it all? Oh, never mind. I do love pulling the express. Yeah, that sort of thing there. And then I just repeat that process over and over again until I've got a scene. Alright, so now I'm just going to close this and I'm going to say no to saving changes. Why? Because, well, in anticipation that I would muck up the recording, as they say so often in cooking shows, here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so as you see here, I've already gone ahead and made a full-fledged video here featuring music, dialogue, and appropriately timed video overlays and lengthened and shortened clips. So in that sense, say that there's this clip here. This clip here was about originally 6 seconds long, but the dialogue I've got Gordon speaking here goes for longer. So how do I overcome that? Well, I just simply right click and I click copy, and then I add it to the end of the very end of the original clip, and then I just lengthen and shorten the clip as necessary till it's lined up accordingly. All right, and then once I've got a completed video, I go up here to share. Then I save it in WMV format for the same reasons I've said before. This produces a good quality clip without being massive in size. And then I just save it to 1920 by 1080, which is default HD. Then I click on start, and then my computer just renders the clip until it's done. And again, depending on the length of the episode and how many effects, musics, and whatnot I've got going in it, it can either take a few minutes or up to an hour. And to my knowledge, I think an hour is actually the longest I've actually had in order to a video to render. I think it might have been for my ghost episode, but don't quote me on that. All right, so I'm not going to click start here because you guys get the idea. So do I want to save changes? No. And besides, also again, here's one I prepared earlier. See this here? This is the completed and rendered clip, which I will actually add to the end of this video, just so you guys can see what I was going to make. All right, so I think that might be a good place to leave it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got some useful information out of it. And if you guys want to learn more, you can just do a Google search and you'll find heaps of resources and heaps of assistance out there to make your videos however you want. But I guess in that spirit, I should also say, if you guys are thinking of doing video editing yourself, make them the way you want to make them. Don't be bullied by others to make them however they want to make them. Like, if they want to make videos, well, they can have a go at it themselves. Okay, so yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it again. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one. What's wrong, Gordon? I hate being exploited, Henry. How do you mean? I mean, Victor is about to use us to demonstrate the tedious techniques he employs to make these puerile videos of his. Phew, I agree with you, Gordon. It's bad enough he didn't include us in the last episode of Stories of Sodor, that he now uses us as guinea pigs. It's disgraceful, disgusting, despicable. Or maybe not. How do you mean? Maybe we should be grateful he chose to use us for this demonstration. Perhaps we should. I stand corrected. What's so funny? The idea that Victor wouldn't use an engine as splendid as I for such an important video is indeed laughable. Not that you ever boast, right, Gordon? Of course not. Ha 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 ha.